Have you ever wondered why some people in Japan remain active, alert, and full of energy well into their 80s and even their 90s? Researchers have studied many aspects of Japanese lifestyle over the years, from the way people eat to the way they move throughout the day. But sometimes the answer isn't found in complicated diets or strict routines. Sometimes the explanation is something far simpler, a small habit repeated quietly for decades. In many Japanese homes, there has long been a plant used so regularly that people rarely thought twice about it. It was not treated as medicine, and it was never promoted as a health trend. It was simply part of daily life. Yet modern research now shows that this humble plant can contain extremely high levels of antioxidants, in some cases measured several times higher than blueberries when scientists compare equal amounts by weight. What makes this even more interesting is that most people outside Japan have slowly replaced this habit without even realizing it. Bottled drinks, sugary beverages, and fast convenience routines have quietly taken its place, which leads to an intriguing question. If this simple plant was once part of everyday life for generations, why did so many of us stop using it? And perhaps even more importantly, was it only the plant that mattered? Or was it the way people used it that made the real difference? Welcome to Nature Habits for Senior Wellness. Here we explore gentle plant traditions and natural routines that older generations practiced long before modern health trends appeared. These habits were rarely dramatic, and they were never promoted as miracle cures. Instead, they were quiet parts of daily living that supported the body slowly and consistently over time. If you enjoy discovering these kinds of traditions, know you are always welcome here. Consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video where we explore another simple plant habit from traditional cultures around the world. As we grow older, the body begins to change in ways that are both natural and familiar to many people. Circulation may not move quite as quickly as it once did. Energy sometimes builds more slowly in the morning. Digestion may feel different after meals that once seemed easy to process. These are not unusual experiences. They are simply part of the body's natural rhythm as it adjusts over time. Many people notice small things first: hands or feet that feel cooler in the morning, a need to stretch a little longer before moving comfortably, meals that require a bit more time for the body to process. None of this means something is wrong. It simply reflects the natural changes that come with aging. For a long time, people assumed these changes were simply something to accept without influence. But when researchers began studying traditional cultures and long-lived populations around the world, they noticed something interesting. In many of these communities, people naturally supported their bodies through small daily habits rather than dramatic health interventions. Warm teas were often consumed throughout the day. Light broths and vegetable soups appeared regularly in meals. Small plant foods were used frequently in cooking. These practices were not treated as special remedies. They were simply part of everyday life. One of the clearest examples of this kind of tradition can be found in Japan, where tea has played a central role in daily life for centuries. If you were to visit Japan generations ago, especially in regions such as Kyoto, Uji, or Shizuoka, you would quickly notice that tea appeared almost everywhere. It was served in homes, small cafes, and family kitchens. People did not treat tea as a luxury or a special health drink. It was simply something that accompanied daily life. A cup might be enjoyed in the morning while the day was beginning. Another might appear after lunch. Later in the afternoon, someone might prepare tea again while resting or talking with family members. The drink was warm, simple, and comforting. The plant responsible for this tradition is called Camellia sinensis, commonly known as the tea plant. For centuries, Japanese farmers have cultivated this plant with great care, developing several varieties of green tea depending on how the leaves are grown and prepared. Some teas are brewed from loose leaves, such as sencha or bancha. Another well-known variety is matcha, a finely ground powder made from specially grown green tea leaves. Matcha is perhaps best known today for its role in traditional Japanese tea ceremonies, but historically it was also enjoyed quietly in everyday homes. What makes matcha different from most teas is the way it is consumed. With many teas, the leaves are steeped in hot water and then removed. Matcha is prepared differently because the leaves themselves are ground into a fine powder. When someone drinks matcha, they are consuming the entire leaf rather than simply drinking an infusion made from it. This means the full range of natural compounds contained in the leaf are consumed as well. Among these compounds are substances known as catechins. And catechins are natural antioxidants that plants produce to protect themselves from environmental stress. When humans consume foods containing catechins, research suggests these compounds may help support the body's natural balance in several ways. Modern laboratory studies often show that matcha contains particularly concentrated levels of these antioxidants. In fact, when scientists measure antioxidant activity by weight, matcha sometimes shows levels several times higher than those found in blueberries, which are widely known for their antioxidant content. Of course, centuries ago, families in Japan were not measuring antioxidants or studying plant chemistry. They simply drank tea because it felt pleasant and because it had always been part of the daily routine. Only in recent years have researchers begun to explore why this quiet habit may have supported the body so gently. Thinking about this reminds me of moments I observed many years ago. I remember watching older relatives drink tea slowly in the evening after dinner. The kettle would warm quietly on the stove while the tea leaves steeped in a small pot. A gentle aroma would fill the room, something earthy and calming at the same time. Sometimes there was conversation, and sometimes there was simply silence. The act of holding a warm cup seemed to create a pause in the day. At the time, those moments felt ordinary, but looking back now, they feel meaningful. They represent a rhythm of life that encouraged people to slow down, breathe, and enjoy a simple moment of calm before the day ended. But here is something that surprised researchers when they began studying this tradition more closely. For centuries, people in Japan were not drinking tea for antioxidants or health benefits. In fact, most people had no idea what antioxidants even were. Tea was simply part of daily living. Modern science, however, has begun to shed light on why this habit may have quietly supported the body for so long. One area researchers have studied is circulation. Circulation plays an essential role in maintaining vitality because it allows oxygen and nutrients to travel through the bloodstream to reach every cell in the body. As the body ages, supporting healthy blood vessels becomes increasingly important. Research suggests that certain compounds found in green tea may help support the natural flexibility of blood vessels and encourage healthy blood flow. Another area of interest involves oxidative stress. As our cells use oxygen to produce energy, they naturally create unstable molecules, sometimes referred to as free radicals. Over time, these molecules can contribute to oxidative stress within the body. And antioxidants help neutralize these molecules and support the body's natural protective systems. Many fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants, but green tea leaves happen to contain particularly concentrated forms of certain antioxidant compounds. Green tea also contains small amounts of natural caffeine, along with a compound known as L-theanine. Together, these substances may support gentle alertness while still promoting a sense of calm. This balance may help explain why tea has traditionally been enjoyed during quiet moments rather than used as a strong stimulant. Another traditional role of warm tea relates to digestion. In many cultures, warm drinks are often consumed after meals because they may help the body transition comfortably into the digestive process. A warm cup of tea can encourage relaxation and allow the body to settle after eating. Even so, the true secret behind this tradition may not lie only in the chemistry of the plant. It may lie in the consistency of the habit itself. Researchers studying long-lived populations often notice that people rarely rely on occasional bursts of healthy behavior. Instead, they repeat small habits every day. A bowl of vegetables appears regularly at meals. A short walk becomes part of the afternoon routine. A warm drink marks a quiet moment in the morning or evening. A tea was never treated like a remedy. It was simply woven into the rhythm of the day. A cup in the morning, another after lunch, sometimes another later in the afternoon while resting with family. Looking back now, I realize my grandmother never spoke about antioxidants or plant compounds. She simply brewed tea. The kettle warmed slowly while the leaves steeped in a small pot. Steam rose gently from the cup, and the kitchen filled with a calm scent that signaled a quiet pause in the day. For her, it was never about health strategies. It was simply the way life was lived. For anyone curious about trying this tradition today, preparing green tea can be quite simple. Loose leaf green tea is often prepared by placing a small spoon of leaves into a cup or teapot and pouring warm water over them. The water should be hot but not boiling, as extremely high temperatures can make the tea taste bitter. And after steeping for several minutes, the tea develops a gentle green color and releases a mild grassy aroma that many people find soothing. Matcha is prepared slightly differently because it is consumed as a powder. A small amount of matcha powder is placed into a bowl and warm water is added. Traditionally, a bamboo whisk is used to mix the powder until it dissolves smoothly and creates a light foam on the surface. The result is a vibrant green drink with a rich and slightly earthy flavor. Because matcha contains the entire leaf, a small amount is usually enough. Some people also add small amounts of matcha to soups, broths, or smoothies. As with many plant foods, moderation is usually best. A small cup once per day or several times per week may be enough for many people. Anyone taking medications or managing health conditions should speak with their healthcare provider before regularly adding concentrated teas to their routine. Over time, many of these quiet traditions slowly faded from daily life. Sweet sodas and bottled drinks became more common, and convenience replaced the slower rituals that once took place in the kitchen. Yet sometimes those older habits were the ones that supported the body most gently. There is also one small detail many people overlook. Older generations rarely use these plants in large amounts. They use them consistently in small portions. A cup of tea here and there, a repeated day after day, week after week, year after year. The body often responds best to gentle support practiced over long periods of time. For many years, I believed the plant itself was the secret. I thought green tea must be some kind of remarkable discovery hidden in plain sight. But one quiet morning, I realized something different. The plant certainly mattered, but the habit mattered just as much. The warm cup, the pause in the day, and the moment of calm were part of the tradition as well. Older generations did not rush through these routines. They prepared them slowly and enjoyed them slowly, allowing those small moments to become part of the body's rhythm. Today we explored how green tea, especially matcha, has been used in Japan for centuries as part of everyday life. Its natural antioxidants, its gentle support for circulation, and its place within daily routines have made it one of the most enduring plant traditions in the world. Perhaps the real lesson from this tradition is not only the plant itself, but the quiet rhythm it created in everyday life. Sometimes the smallest habits truly are the ones our bodies remember the longest. If these quiet plant traditions interest you, you are always welcome here. Subscribe to Nature Habits for senior wellness so you don't miss the next video, where we will explore another overlooked plant once used in traditional kitchens.